Greetings. Thank you for joining us for this presentation on family and community engagement. As educators, we know the importance of the school building relationships with families and the local community. Many of us are members of the Parent-Teacher Association at our local schools and know that this is a great way to be involved. But how much do you really know about the PTA standards? Do you realize that family engagement begins with the trusting relationships with students and their parents that you begin creating on the first day of school? Let's take a closer look at the PTA standards and how we can each implement them in our own work to better partner with parents. If you have worked in Gwinnett County Public Schools for any length of time, you know two things. We have two types of employees, those who teach and those who support teachers. Secondly, relationships matter. The connections that we create with the children in our buildings and the students in our classroom go a long way to establishing trusting relationships with their families, but it is not enough. We must be intentional about reaching out to parents early in the school year, building strong, positive relationships with them. Before we go too much further, please note that for the purpose of this training, families and parents are used interchangeably to refer to adults who are responsible for a student. Families from all backgrounds and neighborhoods and diverse families include families from all races, ethnicities, cultures, religions, family structures, and economic levels, as well as those with physical or mental challenges. As you have read, the PTA is seeking involvement. In GCPS, we are working towards getting our families engaged in the education of their children. This means each time they come to an event at school, they should learn a skill, strategy, or about a new resource that they can use at home to support their child's academic achievement. As you can see from this graphic, the 6 national standards for family school partnerships from PTA are all connected. Take a moment to read the first standard. Now, pause and reflect on the questions. Here are just a few ideas that can make a school feel more welcoming. Whether you are a teacher, member of the clerical staff, or part of the administration, everyone owns family engagement, just like everyone owns student safety. Develop a plan for greeting parents and the community. Develop schedules for meeting with the principal. Develop schedules for meeting with teachers. Designate parking and implement traffic flow procedures. Create parent-community information space. Create website welcome messages. Schedule activities at convenient times for parents. Establish student check-in and check-out procedures. For more information on this, see Effective Leadership, Creating and Maintaining a School Climate and Culture Conducive to Learning. Now, think about how you communicate with families. Here are a few ideas that your school may implement to improve meaningful, two-way communication processes. Meetings with the principal. Use various methods to communicate with families and the community. Develop plans to communicate with families and the communities who are non-native speakers. Analyze, identify strengths and gaps. Develop parent-community feedback processes. Maintain the school website. We all have one goal: student success. But, contrary to what you might think, you have a partner in this. The parents of your students can help you by reinforcing skills at home. All you need to do is provide them with the strategies and resources to do so effectively. Here are some tips on how to do this effectively at your school. Support students who have not met standards. Develop parent volunteer processes. Conduct parent-teacher conferences. Provide parent workshops. Provide online resources and home activities aligned to student learning goals for parents to reinforce learning outside the classroom. Families will be more inclined to work as our partners if they feel that they are empowered to be advocates for their own and other children. They want to ensure that students are treated fairly and have access to learning opportunities that will support their success. There are easy steps that you can take to make parents feel more empowered and therefore more engaged in your school community. You can encourage parents to participate in organizations and committees. You can also try providing parents with a staff directory. This standard may seem hard to implement. For many years, we as educators have been the keepers of the knowledge. However, if we really want to ensure families and the community and the school staff are equal partners in decisions that affect children and families, and together inform, influence, and create policies, practices, and programs, we must be willing to share some of our power with them. Parents are the experts on their children. Their dreams, goals, and desires for their children matter. We need to value what families have to say and give them an opportunity to share in the decision-making process that impacts the education of their children. Here are some processes that your school could put into place to help your parents feel more like equal partners. Encourage parent involvement in school policy development. Provide parents opportunities to take active leadership roles in the school by leading parent workshops, acting as parent greeters, and serving as a buddy to new families at the school. Recruit parent organization members. And finally, support the parent organization. Better schools make better communities. Collaboration between our schools and community members to connect students, families, and staff to expanded learning opportunities, community services, and civic participation will make our schools and communities stronger. Collaborating with the community does not have to be a daunting task and should not be the responsibility of one person in the building. It's a great idea to form family engagement committees who meet on a regular basis. They can help to develop partnerships in education, develop procedures for use of school facilities after hours, build social services networks, connect families to community services, and invite community organizations and businesses to support extracurricular activities. Teachers, parents, and students. The key to any great school. Get engaged, and engage others. Make that a challenge for yourself this year. Thank you for participating. Please be sure to follow the procedure that your administration has established for signing into this webinar and completing the evaluation. The Family and Community Engagement team extends a heartfelt thank you for the work you do every day to teach your students and engage their families. Remember, relationships matter.